Hi, my name is AMackie, and I am president and founder of BagSwitch Incorporated. Today I would like to tell you a little bit about my company and how you as a potential investor could earn a 25% on your return on investment with us. So first let's talk about the product. I'll show you a short video clip demonstrating its features and use. Then we'll move on and talk about the operations, where we're located, and where our manufacturing facilities are in relation. Next, we'll discuss the target market and associated marketing plan, and then look externally at the current competitive environment. From there, we will look inward at our management structure and developmental milestones for the current year, as well as year one of operations. Finally, we'll discuss the numbers. That's the exciting part. We will go over the company valuation, the break-even analysis, and sales forecasts. From there, we will talk about your investment, as well as the multitude of benefits that you will receive by investing with us. Now let's take a closer look at the product. Here we have a fashion-conscious woman who's getting ready for her day. She wants her purse to match her handbag, but unfortunately this means she has to transfer one item over at a time, often a slow, time-consuming process that can leave her at risk of forgetting a pertinent item such as her keys or access badge. Next, we'll see the BagSwitch insert. It's a high-quality microfiber product that's made entirely in the US. It comes in 2 sizes and 3 colors. It allows you to pull it out of one bag, gently place it in another, and give it a little shake, and you're ready to go for your day. Looking at the value proposition, you'll see the sizes and colors. Now they are in French words in order to evoke that high-quality, fashionable image. Again, all products are made in the US, which gives us a competitive advantage, as we'll be discussing a bit later. There's a 5-year limited warranty, and products are machine washable, which is very important because often purse contents such as lip gloss can spill and ruin handbags that can be quite costly. Therefore, this will help to extend the handbag useful life of approximately 1 to 2 years. There's also a time savings of about 60 minutes per year. Now, while an hour a year may not sound like much, it's actually about 20 to 25% of your morning routine. That's time that maybe you've skipped breakfast for, or maybe you're running late every morning. That time can be recouped through the BagSwitch product. Looking at our operations, you'll see our headquarters is located in Tucson, Arizona, in the heart of downtown. This is less than 10 miles away from the manufacturing facilities, less than 2 miles from the airport to allow for ease of transport. Here we have the locations of the department stores where we'll be selling our products. You can see this is the Phoenix metro area in various suburbs such as Scottsdale, Mesa, and Glendale. Looking at our primary target, you'll see that it's females ages 23 and up. Now these women tend to be trendsetters, they value quality over price, and they often have a limited time but seek organization, and we want to try to eliminate this trade-off that women have when they have to determine whether they want to be fashion conscious or save time. With our BagSwitch products, they can be both. I found it interesting that initial surveys indicated 100% interest in the product with no awareness of similar offerings. Now this was 100 people in our target market surveyed, so this is a fairly significant amount. It indicates to us that the competition is clearly doing something wrong if nobody is aware that other products exist on the market. Our secondary target market is mid-scale department stores. These are Nordstrom's, Macy's, and Dillard's. Now we selected these stores based on their innovative attitudes and corporate social responsibilities. Therefore, these companies embody the BagSwitch core values. Moving on to our marketing plan, you'll see that BagSwitch products will be sold online through the company website as well as Amazon.com. Now I'm a military spouse living overseas, and there's often a lot of products I miss from the US. Whether it's simple things such as laundry detergent or cat litter, or maybe more complex items such as clothing articles, I miss it and I want to be able to purchase it. Very few websites offer shipping to APO and FPO addresses because it's only through the US Postal Service. Therefore, I will be offering all sales through the U.S. Postal Service to reach our overseas market of female spouses who are helping serve their military members. We will also be advertising online through social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter. This helps us achieve the greatest reach with often the lowest costs. We'll start small with print advertising with Arizona Foothills magazine that's described as the upscale lifestyle magazine and will target the demographic of shoppers in the Tucson and Phoenix areas. Finally, we have our strategic partnerships, and this is with those department stores that we mentioned. It provides for cooperative advertising and in-store displays and demonstrations. Here's a sample advertisement. You see two women, different styles, both in that desert landscape, and they're trendsetters. They have their handbags there, and they seek convenience, but still want to maintain their sense of fashion. According to our bag switch logo, you see there's one bag and endless possibilities. Now let's take a look at what's out there in the current environment. So remember that the initial surveys indicated there was no awareness of such products. However, you can see there's quite a few. The market leaders are Perspection and Lori Greiner. Now, Lori Greiner's product is called Ready, Set, Go, but she also has over 450 products advertised on QVC. You may recognize her from ABC's Shark Tank. Now, her and Perspection are larger corporations that have a multitude of products. So not just the handbag inserts, they have hundreds of product lines that are all very different. They make up approximately 70% of the market share that you'll see on our charts here. And this is where Bag Switch looks to insert themselves. So we would like to penetrate the market with approximate equal market share as one of the top companies. Now, this is feasible due to the fact that the multitude of product lines causes sacrificing. So if Lori has 450 products, she's not going to devote her core attention to her handbag inserts. Therefore, the attention to the other products and new products entering their line will then cause them to give less attention to the inserts and potentially have them drop in market share. Another disadvantage that these companies have is that they manufacture overseas. Now, this can result in increased cost savings for such companies through economies of scale. However, that often results in decreased quality. Many of the products are made in nylon, unlike our microfiber, and they are often very cheap looking, very tacky, and that's not what the trend-setting woman wants. Taking a look at some of the barriers to entry in our competitive environment, you'll see number one up top is patents. Patents are expensive, approximately $10,000, and trademarks are a few thousand extra as well. In addition, there's high startup costs in the manufacturing industry, and this is due to high investment in fixed assets to get up and running. There's also significant overhead costs as well. Finally, you'll see our switching costs. We have the equation up top there. The opportunity costs account for time and salary loss searching for other products, and the total equates to about $75, which is approximately twice as much as one of the inserts cost. Looking at our SWOT analysis, you'll see that the strengths are the U.S. manufacturing, as we mentioned, allows us for quality control. Another strength is our high quality products. So one example of this is our material, as mentioned, the microfiber, but then also the way our bags are designed to have pockets that are customized to fit common items such as iPhones or iPods or certain style wallets. A weakness is our newness in the industry. So just being the infant in the industry, so to speak, and getting our feet wet. Another weakness is the high startup costs that were mentioned. For opportunities, we have expanding the product line to a variety of sizes, colors, and styles, and then also macroeconomic conditions have been favoring an increased spending. So we're hoping this trend will continue. It's actually helped to develop a new niche market called modern luxury, where women are seeking high quality for low costs, and that's exactly what Bag Switch is offering. Finally, you'll see our threats. Obviously, our competition, as mentioned, and then political and legal regulations, especially as the U.S. continues its Going Green initiatives. Let's look internally now and review our management team. So first you have myself, AMackie, as the president and founder of the company. Now I have my master's in business administration as well as many years in internal and external audit experience. I also have over 25 years of first-hand entrepreneurial experience through my father's corporation that has given me insight into the day-to-day life. I've attended trade shows, I've been present in significant decision making, worked on marketing brochures, and even been able to understand legal implications. Next, we have our Vice President, Daniel K. Miller, who's a retired naval commander. He has over 20 years of experience in engineering and aviation. Most recently, he's known for his integrated procurement process for multi-tiered bag requirements in the military. Finally, we have our Vice President of Finance. This position is currently open, and we are seeking to fill it prior to year one of operations beginning in January of 2016. Now you'll see our organizational chart for our C Corporation. We have 12 employees, and as you can see, it's a flat organizational structure, which allows us flexibility to operate in such a dynamic environment. Looking at our developmental milestones for the current year, we hope to receive all funding by the end of the summer and then spend the fall really getting prepared, so signing leases, getting situated in our office space, purchasing equipment, and then at the end of the year, hopefully hiring that VP. So then we can begin operations in year one of 2016. So as you see, it takes us until about the second quarter where you really start to see sales skyrocketing. Soars with more than 300% total increase from the first quarter. Now that sounds ambitious, I understand that, but you're going from 0 to 100, it's going to be a significant increase. We're not saying it's going to be 300% all year round. This increase is expected due to our marketing efforts at the start of the year, as well as some in-store promotions that we will be offering. Moving on, you'll see in the third quarter we start our print advertisements, do some community service, and then wrap up our first year with sales of total of $3 million, which will allow us to provide a 5% holiday bonus to our employees. This $3 million in year one turns into $38 million in year three. Our sales estimates were based off of U.S. Census data. So first we took the number of women ages 23 and up in the U.S., which is 112 million, and in Arizona it's 1.7 million. This is for year one of operations. Then we took into account other factors such as growth and inflation and took a very small percentage of this to estimate for the amount of women who would be purchasing our product. This small percentage grew year over year, so it seemed to be very conservative, but resulted in a high amount of sales. Now it's important to note that that is only sales and not net income or cash flows, which are both negative for the first 2 years of operations. This is due to the high startup costs that we mentioned in the manufacturing industry. As you can see, our break-even is at $6.3 million in sales, which occurs just after year two. Our company is valued at $8 million, and while this may seem a little low, it's again due to the fact that there's the negative cash flows in the first 2 years of operations, and then the last 3 years have positive cash flows to help balance that out. This calculation was taken given the 10% discount rate. So what are we asking from you? A $25,000 investment with $15,000 in year one and $10,000 in year three. This will help us fund those expensive startup costs as well as working capital needs. Benefits include participation in various events with our company, such as shareholders meetings, priority treatment for future investments, and ownership of the company equal to the percentage invested. Now this can grow as our relationship continues to develop over time. You'll also see a return on investment of 25%. That's for years 2 through 5, with a year 5 return of 44%. You'll also gain industry experience if you've never dealt with manufacturing or handbags, and the freedom to remain with our company for as long as you desire. There's also low risk exposure. So if you're new to the industry, very small investment, very small exposure, just getting your feet wet. As our slogan says, one bag, endless possibilities. We thank you for your time.